What's up, all you YouTubers and Facebookers and everywhere else out there? This is Ian.
I'm John.
And Cole.
We're going to be doing our very first TBO Q&A coming at you right now. Man, my inspiration starting out was probably my mom and dad were my first two big inspirations. They used to just sit around the kitchen table when I was a kid and they would play guitar and stuff together. So those are probably my very first two inspirations. As far as having fans be a part of the video again, I think we would definitely do that again, my opinion.
My main inspiration, I started playing music when I started listening to System of a Down. I really liked Darren Malakian's guitar playing, so I picked up my brother's guitar until he was really annoyed with me playing his guitar all the time. So then I started playing. Another inspiration was my mom. She had a piano in the house. I kind of started taking guitar tabs and transposing them or bringing them over to the piano, and I started learning music that way. And then I got interested in playing bass.
Before I could walk, my mom would always she would tape Garth Brooks live videos and just replay them for me. I'm not kidding.
Just put them on loop.
Yeah, I'm serious. She would replay Garth Brooks videos, and I would see I would get a 1 second glimpse of the drums, and I would just freak out.
I didn't even know my dad played drums or anything.
I would love to see you walking around as a
Oh,
toddler
dude.
in some tight jeans shit.
I used to
kickers
go
like
nuts,
cowboy-
dude. The cowboy hat. I got
Oh,
pictures, dude.
man.
I got pictures.
Please send them.
My mom took family pictures of me and my brother as kids. We were in what we call Garth Brooks outfits.
Oh,
It was terribly awesome.
Great big overly patterned shirts and shit, or white on
Well, I would just
side
be
and
I would
black
be in
on the other side.
red briefs and just a red cowboy hat with a toy guitar.
I'm gonna agree with the first part. I think it was Black Sabbath. I think that was the first hey, let's make something sound really evil and heavy for the sake of sounding evil and heavy. That, in my opinion, I think Black Sabbath was the first one.
And it's kind of like a undisputable answer.
That's
Yeah,
generally
this is what it
There's
is,
no questions.
you know.
Everybody
Plus-
kind of disagrees. on
But
that.
Sabbath recorded that whole record in, 13 hours? I think.
It's, something like that, yeah.
I'm gonna have two answers for this. One, I guess, would be Madison Square Garden, if you really want to talk about the biggest of big time, or MetLife Stadium, something in New York City. But I would love to play the biggest venue in my hometown, which would be the Huntington Center. I think that would be a dream come true as well.
I think the Royal Albert Hall would probably be mine. We've played a few old theater style places, and I really like creepy old places like that. Plus, huge bands have been there, and so that'd probably be mine.
Mine is Spanky's.
Fair enough.
Oh, the first part you responded to mine no, it's good, it's good, it's good.
It's just like
You're gonna say Spanky.
My pick would probably be Van Halen in the late 70s, early 80s, somewhere there, or probably Metallica in the late 80s. That'd probably be if I could really open up for two just insane bands at the top of their game at the time, that would probably be my choices.
Mine would probably be just Slayer at any point in time ever.
Whatever.
Or Trunk Muscle.
I would agree with Ian about Metallica in 1989-ish, or Pantera mid-90s. I think would be pretty badass too. Pantera, open for Pantera in '94. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Get booed off the fucking stage.
They'd outplay the show. I don't know, you buy a loaf of bread, some peanut butter, and it's actually pretty good.
Or you buy some turkey with that bread, and then you watch your body swell up like a balloon over the next 2 weeks.
Cole's absolutely right with that part. On the road, you have to pretty much monitor everything you eat, but you're trying to eat what you can, when you can, as cheap as you can.
Eating enough is difficult enough, but eating right is even harder. You got to try to watch like your sodium intake. You got to get up, move around every day. You got to put your feet up so your legs don't swell up like mine do because I'm old.
Well,
So-
those are all things that an old person would say.
Yeah, but I mean, you got to think.
But no,
that
you're right.
You're you're going out there and you got to depend on your body every night for, half an hour of literally going 100%. So it's definitely tricky in my opinion to eat right or even eat enough some days, most days.
I would say my number one tip when like as far as eating on the road, like just be like 19 years old so you can eat like 10 McDoubles and not feel a thing, and then just go play a show. Like
Digest them in 5 minutes.
Yeah, that doesn't work. That probably wouldn't work for you now.
No fucking way. It wouldn't have worked the second after I ate those 10 McDoubles that way.
By the way, in case you don't know this, I put Cole up to, or he was 100% sure one time that he could eat 10 McDoubles in 10 minutes. And I said, I'll take that bet. And we stopped at some rest stop. I don't remember where the hell it was, but he got 7. So
That's pretty good.
That was in the under 10-minute though. I ended up eating them all,
he ate them all.
and a couple of large fries.
Yeah, 2 large fries,
Couple large
and
fries.
I think you had a large soda lid full of ketchup.
Mm-hmm.
How old were you at the time? Like 19?
Oh, yeah, like 19.
There you go. There you go.
5 years later, I can't breathe in all the way.
Most of the depression happens when you're on tour, just because there's so many ups and downs.
You'll have a great show, meet some great people, have a good time, and then you're driving late at night, you sleep in the van somewhere, and you're just watching the clock waiting to play the next show, and you're just kind of trying to stay in touch with people, and I don't know.
You don't like that part?
It's up and down.
I liked like probably my favorite part of the day is like being like I love playing the show. That's the best part of the day. But like after the show when we're in the van
And Ian's driving for the next 8 hours because he doesn't sleep. And I'm just like sitting in the back, just like with my eyes closed, listening to like Planet Caravan or something.
Touring is really, really difficult. Difficult on your body, on your family, on your personal life, on your work schedule, on pretty much everything. Especially when you're out in weeks. You're out for weeks and weeks, like we usually do.
Trying to kind of stay in touch with people when you haven't seen them in 2 or 3 or 4 weeks or whatever is kind of difficult. You're kind of living through Facebook posts and Instagram posts and text messages, and
and that sucks.
It does. It sucks because you see everybody else like living their life
Yeah.
and like having fun.
Like once you pass that 2-week mark, it's like okay,
It's like
they're
we're
gone.
never coming back
Yeah.
home. That's what it
And
feels
we're
like.
spoiled in this day and age because we actually still at least have that to keep in touch with people.
People think that when you're out there that you're living like
Like we're
Van
fucking
Halen,
Van Halen.
and stuff, and you're not, man. We're in a van for 16 hours a day. We show up to the venue. We sit and probably don't talk to hardly anybody. That we talk to people like when they come in. We mingle and all that.
Once it starts getting busier.
But we play. We don't party. We don't stay. The only time we ever stay in town is if we know somebody that's there. But once the show's over, we pack up and we leave and we drive for, it might be 4 hours, it might be 10 hours. Who knows? But there are such highs and lows in such a short amount of time that it's really difficult for your body to get used to.
about adding another guitarist, let's see. We have thought about it. We've talked about it here and there.
There is like a very short list of people that I would probably say could probably get in and fit in nicely with us.
For the most part, it's just not us. You know, we're a three-piece. We've kind of, I don't want to say mastered that, but
We
We kind of
take
pride
in that.
ourselves.
Yeah, we take
Yeah.
pride in that.
but like,
You know, we've got our thing down the right way, or as good as we can have it at the moment. You know, and I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what kind of noodling I'm going to do when I'm playing, and I would hate to do that and then have somebody go, "What the hell are you doing?"
Right, yeah.
And then feel like everything's messed up. So
But
it's
I would
just
just stick with smallest amount of people for the heaviest possible product.
yep, it works, and I think we're doing okay so far.
I mean,
Yeah.
Okay, we had this conversation the other day.
this was a big, serious conversation.
All right, now Cole and
I
myself
almost quit the band over this.
fold.
Spit on it, then fold.
I don't know, I try to make the most of it, so after I wipe once and I want to use the other side of it, I kind of just crunch it together. I don't know if that's wadding or folding.
How do you crunch shit paper together?
I don't
Like, you're just like
because I
crunching
buy the
shit.
cheapest product they got.
Of course you do.
To get the most meat off of
Yeah.
it.
You know what? I was actually thinking about this
I
the
was
other
thinking
day,
about it too.
and I was like, you know what? I feel like if it was one of those things, like,
I'm going down swinging. All right, you two bitches are gonna have to fucking work if you're gonna try and take
Pretty
me down.
sure our instruments are the best weapons.
But
though.
Yeah,
honestly, if this is like a real situation, I feel like John would be like, you know what? Go ahead, guys.
John
give
would
it
be
up.
the nice guy.
I'd
Like,
be,
you
yeah,
guys
I
can
feel
do
like
it.
he would-
suicidal. Like,
He would
Yeah.
just give it up willingly. Like, he'd be like, you know what?
Like, dude,
It's all good. You guys have families. It's fine. And I was like,
you asshole.
even over like a hypothetical situation, I was like, God, what a
Just
stand-up
don't,
guy, dude. Well, basically,
Bass.
I bugged the shit out of him. He would post pictures, and like I remember you posted a picture of your green bass one time. And I was like, hey, I got a green guitar. He's got a green drum set. Let's fucking do this. Like, I was so petty and just like tedious over shit like that. And then finally he was like, fine. He said, fine, I'll do the record. That's it. I was like, sure. Okay, come on over. Yeah, you'll be fine. And then, yeah, gotcha, bitch.
Gotcha, bitch.
But then he hasn't left yet. So, not yet.
Yeah,
But,
even before then, we had actually met. I was in a band called Ordway, and these two were actually in the Blackorder. One of Cole's first shows, I think. He said.
Yeah, I don't even
Yeah.
remember it.
Like 2000.
Oh yeah, I remember.
2014. 2014 in Indiana. The Ruin. It was called something else though.
It was Skeletons
Skeletons.
back then.
Skeletons.
Fort Wayne, yeah.
Or was it the Berlin?
I think it was after the Berlin.
Was it?
I don't fucking remember.
Whatever.
Berlin used
Same
to smell like
fucking place.
piss and puke
Yeah.
constantly.
Either way, my band Ordway played with the Black Order, and it was a pretty good show. I think both our bands did really good, and we ended up talking for a while, and just kind of kept in touch since then.
Just over and just
Just
over and over, just like
we'd
a.
be practicing like just you and me for like 2 years or whatever, or a year, I don't know.
Yeah.
But every practice I'd be like, hey, you get that guy yet?
Well, I'm working on that. Always working an angle. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for us for this first and maybe only, I don't know, Q&A video.
This was fun.
We're gonna see how it goes. If you guys like this video, make sure you like the video. Make sure you comment. Let us know if you guys want us to do more videos like this. We'll be more than happy to. We like answering these questions, and we had a hell of a time doing it. So, thanks for tuning in. We will see you guys next time.